Framer is one of the very cool user interface design tools that you can use in order to create your prototype. In this video, I'm going to show you 12 main features of the Framer that might make the process of the design easier and enjoyable. My name is Kia and here is the Kimo. Welcome to another episode of the Kimo Lab. There are many different tools in the industry that you can use as a user interface designer to create the interface of your product or the prototype of the product. A couple of weeks ago, I started to use the Framer in my design process. In this video, I'm going to share my experience with you of using this tool for 2 weeks and also show you the 12 cool features that it has that might be helpful for you as well. But before we get into this topic, if you are new in this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check the other videos as well. So now let's get started. The good news is that you can try the Framer for free. Just go to the Framer website and then click on try for free and then click on jump in. Now you are landing into the editor of the Framer. Just skip the onboarding process and now everything is ready that you start your project and do whatever you want to do. You can quickly change the name of your project and of course the folder that you want to save your project in it. Here you are, everything is ready. The first cool feature of the Framer is that the creation of the component and managing them is so easy. Just right click on the element that you want to create a component from it and then choose a name for it. Now we created a button component. We can easily create different states for the same variant. You can change the name of the variant of the component to the name that you want. It will help you to manage your project better. In this case, I created the primary variant of the button component. Now you can easily create a different variant from the same element. Everything is so intuitive and easy to use. As you can see here, now we simply created a button component with 2 variants and 3 different states for each one. The next cool feature is about the properties that let you to create complex layout. It is so easy to create a stack in different orientation, vertically or horizontally. And then you can decide how much should be the gap between the element in this stack. In the size panel, you can find a lot of useful properties that will define the behavior of the element inside the stack. You can say that I want that element fit into the stack, or it can be a fixed size. Instead of defining a fixed size, we can define the padding or the margin of the element, which will help us to design a responsive layout. And then we can set the weight of the element to the fit, which means that this element will fit into the parent element. You can even define the top or bottom margin, which would position the element with the specific distance from top or bottom of the canvas. We saw that we can define the gap between 2 elements inside the properties panel, but now you can see that by grabbing the handle between 2 elements, you can set the gap in a visual way. Now we can easily copy paste the element inside this stack and you can see how they position after each other in the order. Using this feature, we can create actually complex layout by having stacks horizontally and vertically or using the grid. In addition, there are a lot of properties in the properties panel that would let you to create your custom layout. The next feature is one of the very essential features of the prototyping tools, in which we can actually link the elements to each other or link the elements to different pages. This feature will help us to create clickable prototypes. As a designer who is working in the team, the co-editing feature is one of the must-to-have features for the design tool. It eases the collaboration between different designers in the team by just giving this possibility to the designer to work on the same file in the same time. You can directly add another user into the file or project, or you can share the links of the project with the other people. The next cool thing is that it's so easy to manage your project in the Framer. You can switch between pages, layers, or assets by just clicking through the tab on top left of the window. You can easily drag and drop the component that you want to have in the scene into your canvas. The other cool thing is that you don't have to start your project from the scratch. There are a lot of elements in the preset list that you can use them into your design. and ease the design process and make it faster. As you can see here, I just add this illustration from the preset list. And as you can see, we can modify this illustration from the properties panel. But that's not all. There are even some predefined layout in the preset list, or the navigation bars, or different elements and components that you can use it easily in your design. As you can see, we can add some icons into our design by just drag and drop from the preset list into our canvas. Another feature is that you can actually create simple transition animation within the framer without even coding. From Properties panel, you can add an effect. You can choose which type of animation you want to create. And there are a lot of properties that you can play around with them and try to create the animation that you wish to have. The next cool feature is that you can edit your component, your elements in the developing environment, in the coding environment. This feature will help you in some cases to actually use code instead of the visual editor in order to create your element. You can find different pieces of code from different developers and directly copy and paste it into your project. Also, you can create more complex logic behind each element. The next feature is a game changer, the missing part in the Figma or the other actually prototyping tools. In the framer, you can define a different breaking point visually and try to justify your layout based on the size of the screen for the different cases. In result, you would have responsive, let's say, layout or web page. You can define the breaking points based on the actually the values that are available in the presets, or you can create your own custom size. Now when you publish your prototype and then you run it, you can see that your layout has a responsive behavior. It is not ending here. The next cool thing is that you would have the content management system within the framer, which will help you to create more dynamic content instead of the static design. You can add the entries that you want and name them as you wish. And then later you can create more complex dynamic content using the same entries. Here you can see the predefined template for the CMS, which is available in the framer. And then you can easily add your content into the canvas. As I said at the very beginning of this video, the framer is all-in-one design tool, which means would give you the possibility to do everything from A to Z for your product. From designing your product to publishing your product and the specific and custom domain. This will help you to create the prototypes that are so close to the final product, or just simply publish your product or the web page that you designed directly as a main result. As you can see, the framer seems to be really cool all-in-one design tool with all its features that give you the possibility to create your prototype in a really intuitive and easy way. There are many different design tools that you might need to use it in your production pipeline. It can be somehow impossible that you get master in all the design tools, so you need to choose the best one at the end. And it's depend on many different parameters that which one you need to choose. It depends on the product that you are working on, the team that you are working in, or the company even that you are working in. In the future, I will try to show you more design tools, from the tools that you would use in your research phase, or the tools that you would use for prototyping, or even the tools that you can create the website directly in it and then publish it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's learn together. See you in the next video.